Welcome to the So You Miss Church podcast. We are happy to have you here with us today. Happy Monday to you. This is Clint Daly, and I'm hoping that if you missed church this week, maybe you couldn't go, maybe you just didn't go, maybe you wouldn't go, and maybe you didn't even miss it that much, that we can still help you get your week started in a positive way. So there are 4 college students that have a very important history exam the next day at school. Well, these 4 guys, they stay up partying a little too much. And the next day, they're feeling the effects of that partying. So they call their professor and they say, "Look, professor, we're very sorry, but we can't make it to the exam. We were actually driving to go to the exam, but we got a flat tire and we're going to miss the test. Is it possible for us to take it again on another day? Because we really wanted to be there. We just couldn't make it because of the flat tire. Is there any way you can work with us?" And the professor says, "Hey, I totally understand. These things happen. I will have a makeup exam available for you tomorrow. But I will warn you that sometimes the makeup exams are a little more difficult. Because, you are getting some extra time to study, so you had better prepare for it." Well, the 4 young men spend the entire evening memorizing dates, memorizing quotes, quizzing each other on events over and over again until they are confident that they know the course information backward and forward. And they go to the class the next day, and the professor invites them into the classroom, and he sits them facing 4 different corners of the room, and he says, "This is your makeup exam." And it actually has just one question. So go ahead and write down your answer right now. Here's your question. Which tire was flat? Many times as human beings, and more importantly as Christians, we go through difficult times. We face personal trials. Maybe they are financial trials. Maybe they are physical health trials. Or maybe they are losses of people near us. Or maybe they're just challenges in our relationships, in our marriages, in our friendships, or with our families. And as we become inundated with these things that can pile up on us, we begin to feel overwhelmed by all of these trials. And we kind of start looking in the mirror like, what am I doing wrong? Am I bringing these things on myself? Maybe you've even woken up in the middle of the night and you thought to yourself, what is going on? Am I being tested? Is God actually testing me? Hey, it's understandable why we have those thoughts. When we think back to the stories that we read in the Bible, we think of Abraham being given the test of just how faithful would he be to God. We think of Moses being constantly tested as he led the Israelites to the promised land. We read of Paul being tested by God in a number of different ways with a number of different hardships, and we think maybe these things that are piling up in my life are actually tests from God. And so today, on the So You Miss Church podcast, I want to put your mind at ease. I don't want you to stress over this. I don't want you to wonder, am I being tested? Are these things tests? I want to assure you today, here, right now. Yes, they are all tests. Every single one of them is a test. Everything we do is a test. We are being tested every day, all day. And the way we deal with these tests reveals so much about our character as people. You see, either nothing is a test, and life is just a matter of luck as we spin around on this blue marble of a planet, and it is all chance, and it is all happenstance, or these are all tests. And how will we respond? But here is what I would like you to consider with regards to being tested. It isn't just the big things that are the tests. It isn't just the devastating and the heartbreaking things in life that serve as tests for us. And these aren't tests that affect our eternal destination. We've talked about that before. No, these are a test of our character. Hey, it can be menial tasks, like being cut off in traffic. It can be fighting the urge to skip a day of work or school, or making healthy choices when we don't feel like making them. It can be our spouse maybe not giving us their full attention when we talk about our day. But how will we respond? Will we then respond in anger? Will we then respond by being petty? Hey, our tests can be success. Our tests can be failures. Our tests can be devastating, or our test can be an unexpected miracle. The question I have for you today is, how will you respond? Sometimes it's easy to kind of cozy up to God when we're scared and we're stressed and we're worried. But like dumb little kids, we can start feeling cocky in success. We can drift a little too far from God and into dangerous territory when things are going well. This week, don't wonder if you're being tested. That is not the question. We're all being tested every day, all day. This week, I want you to focus on how you respond to those tests. Is it with grace, humility, with love, or is it with anger and bitterness? I encourage you, pass your test this week. Hey, remember, you can always contact us at youmisschurch@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear what you have to say. You can follow the podcast on Facebook or at X at YouMissChurch, and you can subscribe to the podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are hosted, or just follow us over on YouTube. And we would love it if you're able to share the podcast with a friend or someone you might think would benefit from hearing it. Hey, I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I hope that you have a great week.